Today, we're not just talking about getting more done. We're talking about a fundamental upgrade to your mental operating system. We're going to show you how to finally stop juggling a million tasks in your head and learn how to actually outrun stress for good. So, let's get started.
You know that feeling, right? It's 3 in the morning, you bolt upright in bed, and it hits you like a ton of bricks. You totally forgot to call your best friend for their birthday. You were swamped all day, and it just fell through the cracks. That pit in your stomach? That's what we call the open loop nightmare, and it's a sign of a much bigger issue.
And the reason that nightmare even happens is actually super simple. It's this one core idea. Your brain is for having ideas, not for holding them. So your mind is this brilliant factory, training out creative solutions. But it's a really, really terrible office assistant. When we try to make it a filing cabinet for every little to-do, the whole system just overloads. So let's put a name to this enemy. Every single unfinished task, every nagging, oh, I need to remember to, that's an open loop in your mind. Just think of them like dozens of apps running in the background on your phone, constantly draining your mental battery. Your brain can't ever truly relax because it's working overtime just trying not to drop any of these things.
Think about it. Your brain has two very different jobs. You've got the brilliant factory, where you get those breakthrough ideas and solve tough problems. But when you force it to also be the terrible office, trying to remember appointments, deadlines, and that you need to buy milk, well, the factory just grinds to a halt. You can't be strategic when half your brain power is just trying to remember a grocery list.
And that's the bottom line, isn't it? A cluttered mind can't be an effective one. So, what's the fix? This is exactly where the Getting Things Done framework, or GTD for short, comes into play. And I promise you, this is not just another to-do list app. It is a complete system designed to get all that clutter out of your head so that brilliant factory of yours can finally get back to doing what it does best. The whole system really boils down to these 5 simple stages. We're going to walk through them, but just think of this as your roadmap from total chaos to a state of calm control. It all starts with capture, getting everything out of your head, and it ends with engage, where you're finally working on the right things with total focus. So let's dive into the first and, honestly, the most critical step of all, capture. The entire goal here is to literally externalize your brain. You have to get every single task, idea, and reminder out of your head and into some kind of trusted system outside of yourself. Why? Because if you don't, your brain will keep screaming at you about it at 3 in the morning. And when I say everything, I mean everything. That email you have to answer, that genius idea you had in the shower, the thought that you need to pick up cat food on the way home, it all has to get captured. The tool itself doesn't really matter. It could be a fancy app or a simple notebook. All that matters is that you trust it, 100%, to hold these things for you. Okay, so you've dumped everything out of your brain. Now you're probably looking at this giant, messy list and thinking, great, what now? Well, this is where the magic really starts to happen. We're going to process and organize all that stuff using a couple of simple but incredibly powerful techniques. 120 seconds. That's 2 minutes. I want you to remember this number because it is about to become your new best friend. It's the key to one of the most powerful productivity hacks you will ever learn. It is called the 2-minute rule, and it is beautifully simple. As you're going through your list of captured items, if you see anything that would take you less than 2 minutes to finish, just do it right then and there. Firing off that quick email, making that fast phone call. Don't even let it clutter up your to-do list. This one rule alone will vaporize a huge chunk of your mental overhead. But, what about the things that take longer than 2 minutes? This gets us to a really important question. Have you ever wondered why most to-do lists just plain fail? We write things down, but then we just stare at them. Why is that?
Well, here's why. We write down vague projects, not concrete actions. If you write down fix car, your brain just freezes. It's too big. It's paralyzing. But what if you write call mechanic for quote? Now that's a clear, physical next action. Your brain knows exactly what to do. The secret is to always define the very next physical thing you need to do. All right, our next power-up is all about organizing with contexts. Let me paint a picture for you. You're at the grocery store, you pull out your to-do list, and the first item says, fix leaky faucet at home.
That's completely useless information right now. By grouping tasks by the tool or location you need, like at phone for all your calls or at groceries for your shopping list, you only see what's relevant when you can actually do something about it. Okay, so you've built this beautiful, organized system. But, and this is a big but, it is not a set it and forget it machine. To keep it working and to maintain your trust in it, you have to do a regular review. I want you to think of this as your weekly command and control meeting with yourself. This review is your time to look at the big picture. You get to clean up your lists, process anything new, and most importantly, you get to ask, are the things I'm doing every day actually getting me closer to my goals? This is how you make sure that train is still headed down the right tracks. A weekly review is absolutely essential to keep the system running day to day. But then you also want to do a monthly or even quarterly review. That's when you can zoom out even further, look at those bigger goals, and make sure this whole system is aligned with the life you actually want to be building. So after all of this, after you capture, you process, you organize, and you review, you finally arrive at the ultimate payoff. It's a state that's been called mind like water. So what does that even mean? It's that feeling of being cool, calm, and collected, even when the world around you is pure chaos. Your head is finally clear. You aren't worried about what you might be forgetting because you trust your system completely. And that frees you up to be totally present and give the right amount of your attention to whatever is right in front of you. And that's the real transformation here. You've gone from being stressed and reactive to being proactive and in control. You are finally ready to engage with your work and your life with true focus and clarity. All because you freed your brain to do what it was always meant to do, have incredible ideas. So let's not just leave this as a cool idea. I want to give you a challenge right now. What is just one thing, one open loop that's been bouncing around in your head, draining your energy? I want you to take that one thing and do these 3 steps. Number 1, write it down. Get it out of your head. 2, decide the very next tiny physical action you need to take. And 3, put it in your system. Feel that? That little bit of immediate relief? That's the feeling of closing a loop. That's your first step on the path to a clearer, calmer mind.